Greetings, grandfather. Now, I want to share with you a little knowledge and wisdom about shamanism. I know some of you are shamanic students, and some of you are following these things very closely, and that's good. For some of you, this will be a review. For others, it will be new. And for still others, it will be very special. Now, there are many dances associated with shamanism. Depending where you go in the world, shamans will have these dances. Sometimes they will look very much like a dance. Other times it will remind you a bit of something similar to a martial art. And still other times the motion will be very slight, and all kinds of variations around that. I want to tell you where the original dances came from and how you can create your own once you understand the source. The source is not very far away. You are surrounded by it in animal world. Non-humans, if you would. Many times an event will take place, and you might wonder, where did that come from? How did that happen? Sometimes when rain is desperately needed, the trees move in just such a way that the sky knows, Mother Earth knows, and she sends the rain. Other times, there are non-humans who might do a dance, and the rain comes, or something happens. Over time, these things have been observed in the distant past by those who had the ability, the mystical men, the mystical women, and their students. You don't have to look too far. You don't have to live in the country to be around the larger animals. You can live in the city where there are animals that are not pets, but they still do these dances. You can look at the beetles. It might surprise you to know that some of the littlest of the beetles know these dances, and those of you who are sensitive can feel the energy radiate from them. They know these things. Sometimes they will be asking for something for their kind, something they need. Other times they will be asking for something for the world, something they feel other species might need. They know how to bring the rain. They know if it's raining too much, how to welcome the sun. And they will do this in a dance. Take the time and observe what they are doing, and then consider events around you, not person to person, not events between people, because they know not to interfere with that, but events that have to do with Mother Earth and her elements, what she does and how she does it. I accentuate the point. So, if you can observe, you will know. It is possible even to make friends with these little beings. And if you do that, giving them their distance, giving them their space, and not trying to turn them into pets, allowing them to be who they are, in the wild, in the free. Don't package them up. Don't put them in a bottle. Let them be who they are. They might still become somewhat friendly with you. You might be able to talk to them, and individually some of them might be able to understand. They don't understand your language, but they understand your meaning, so make sure, if you are talking to them, that you are feeling what you want and need, or if you're saying you're friendly to them, be feeling it. There is no kidding around with natural beings. You have to mean what you say. Ask them, could they do their dance to bring the rain if you need rain? Could they do their dance to welcome the sun if you have too much rain? Ask them if you could see when they are ready, and maybe they will show you. It might not be the same being. It might be someone else. But if they do it in your presence, then observe. What are they doing? Of course, they are many-leggeds and you are two-leggeds. But if you observe, you might be able to see, what are they doing? Make a note of it in your mind. Try to remember it. You don't have to remember every turn, every stop, but get the impression, get the idea, so you will know. And then keep an eye towards the weather. Does the flooding rain go away? Does the rain come on the parched earth? Pay attention. This is how all the old shamanic dances were learned. The people paid attention. They looked because they knew the animals had been there for a long time, and they could survive in very difficult conditions, sometimes more difficult than the humans had to deal with. And yet they were there, they lived on. So, you can learn these things. Many of these dances have died out, or are no longer available because the people were either suddenly eliminated who knew these dances, or the dances are secret because they are usually passed on only to students. Learn by observing, study, and I may say more about these things in time. For right now, notice what they do, and then notice what happens with the weather, or what happens in some other way that benefits them or some other species or the plants, because many times they will do for others, just as you, the human being, will many times do for others. Sometimes animals, yes, very often other human beings. So, it will be all right. These dances do not have to die out just because the people may have moved on. You can study, you can learn. Those of you in the country, pay attention to what the bigger animals are doing. Sometimes they will walk this way. Sometimes they will walk that way. Sometimes they will turn around. But I can assure you, sometimes, nay, all the time, the littlest ones, the ones with the many legs, they are the ones who know that it is their job to pass on the ancient wisdom in form and function to you, because many other animals are going home, but they will remain. Watch, learn, and practice. That's your homework. Good life.